Alright, so after many ups and downs, ins and outs, reading, researching, and essentially wasting a whole lot of time doing nothing, messing with DOS, finally made some progress. So what I learned is that Windows 386 or Windows 2 actually does some weird stuff with high memory or extended memory. And it's sort of in this weird crossover period between where the newer versions of DOS like to utilize high memory to load themselves into, but Windows 386 or Windows 2 is a greedy bastard and apparently wants to use that all for itself. Now, as you probably saw in a couple previous parts, that I was trying to properly allocate the RAM so that DOS would load into the low memory area and Windows would load in the high memory or extended memory area. There. And I tried to do it on this board. This is where all the problems sort of started. So what I found out is that MS-DOS 6, MS-DOS 6.22 especially, and even MS-DOS 5, which I tried, are pretty much not compatible with Windows 2. Now, some people I actually saw before I even got to this part in the video series said that it actually is possible to do it on MS-DOS 6. I don't know how to do it, but apparently you can. So what I'm going to try here is that MS-DOS 4 is one of the versions that actually does work with Windows 2. The reason I didn't do that sooner was because when I tried to boot off of the DOS 4 floppy disk, this motherboard just said and restarted every time it tried to boot it. So I dug all the original motherboard out, and I booted up the DOS 4 disk, and there it is. There's the setup, the DOS 4 setup. So theoretically, this should be the final battle here to finally get this thing working. Okay, so this setup actually gives you an option to install DOS onto diskettes, which doesn't make any sense, but I guess you can. Well, well, it doesn't make any sense if it's multiple disks. I mean, I can understand, okay, you can install DOS on a bootable floppy disk, okay. Just the essentials you need, but 5? 5? You need 5. Okay. So let's see if this will go. As you view the select displays, you'll be asked to make a choice. Okay. So it's sort of teaching me how to use the setup program. Okay. Okay. Sets your computer up to run DOS and your programs most efficiently based on the option you choose. You can review results. Okay, so the thing about, I think it was DOS 4.01, Microsoft was trying to get DOS into a place where it could multitask better. So this might be what this is. Maximum program workspace. Balance DOS function. I might want to do this just because we didn't have enough memory to load Windows, and we just want to let Windows have everything. And just so that I don't have to install DOS for like the 7th or 8th time. I've even installed DR-DOS trying to get this thing to work, and it didn't work. Okay, always ask the stupid stuff about the keyboard. I guess we'll just put in a DOS even though there's already DOS there. Yes, I have 0 printers. Do not install the MS-DOS shell. Before proceeding, select needs to make a copy of the installed diskette. During installation to a fixed disk, select records information to a diskette for later use in the installation process. Have your blank diskette labeled select copy ready for this purpose. For now, leave the installed diskette in drive A and press enter. Okay. No, it's copying the diskette to the fixed disk, I guess. Or it's copying it to itself. I don't know. This is sort of a testament to all my tries. You can see that not always was it... First it was MS-DOS 3.31, and then it was MS-DOS 5, and then that turned into 4, and then it wasn't even MS-DOS anymore, and then, Alright, so I'm gonna do what it says. This disk should be like DOS 5 single disk, and I'm just gonna wipe it. Alright. Defective diskette. That's because it's a 1.44 megabyte one. Well, then I have to use a 720 megabyte disk. See if that one's defective. Yes. Big Newtons fell on the ground. Oh my god, it needs to copy it again? Just because I put in the wrong disk? Look at this thing. What? We're just doing like a disk copying party here. It just keep putting the disk, just copying the diskette, putting the disk, 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 copying the diskette. What do you want me to do? I just did this. What? How many times do you want me to do this? I think it's copying it like a couple bytes at a time. How long is this gonna happen? I stopped the recording thinking I was gonna do this like 4 more times, but it finally, like, what? Look at this, It was like, so this was the blank one that just had a bunch of junk on it. It probably had like the 4th installer disk of DRDOS, so I was like, just get rid of that. So it was like, okay, make sure this is in the drive, and then put in your select copy disk. So I put this in the drive. It's like, okay, copying disk. Now put this in. Now put this in. Now put this in. Now put this in. And then it finally came to the screen. I thought it was messed up. I thought there was some random actual DOS 4 disk called select copy that I needed, and it was copying the wrong stuff and getting stuck. But that's not actually true, because it actually worked. Fixed disk is not completely set up. The fixed disk has space that needs to be divided into areas called partitions? Leave the fixed disk as is, or you can define your own partition size. Leave it unchained. Yeah, we don't want to fuck with that. We already got our 420 megabyte partition there, which is just fine and dandy. Now, the one problem with MS-DOS 4 is it seems to have some trouble actually reading FAT16. Like, there was an older version of FAT16 and a newer version of FAT16. We're probably going to have to wipe the drive. Well, I write protected it because I didn't want this to get overwritten, but I can just rewrite the image to it in like 2 seconds, so no big deal. Wait, you're formatting the setup disk! God damn it! It didn't tell me it was going to do that! Oh, it's formatting the hard disk! I think. Oh, man. Oh. This is a pain in my ass. To end select. It doesn't make any sense. Like, unrecoverable error occurred while, like, trying to piece together your life. Okay, does C exist, or did that get wiped out? It got totally wiped out. So what? Hold on. What the hell is going on here? So this is a setup disk. I want to say that's everything. No, it just has command com on the hard disk. Yeah, totally wiped it out. So we got F disk. Can we get at F disk? The old shitty version of F disk. Doesn't really matter now, because, you know, MS-DOS version 4 F disk, okay. The old version, so what do we got? 27 megabyte partition. Or that's just how much is used. I don't know. I think it already, like, did all this. Let's delete the partition. Yes. Okay, it didn't even ask for a confirmation. It just deleted it. Okay. So, create primary DOS partition. No. Okay. Set active partition. Okay. Every time. There's just one more problem. So oddly, this is the setup disk right here. And you can see it's starting to boot. Oh, look at that! So this is the disk copy it created. Successfully created a copy of the disk. That whole time was actually working. I'll be damned. But guess what? It's gonna want to make another copy. For whatever reason. Okay, let's try it again. Oh, shit. Needs to create a copy of the installed diskette? During the installation to a fixed disk, select records information to a diskette for later use in the installation process. Have your blank diskette labeled select copy ready for this purpose. For now, leave the... yeah. So basically now we're doing it backwards. The select diskette I made earlier is now going to make a copy onto this. Go figure. I mean, I'm glad it's all for making backup copies of stuff, but Jesus, I can't do anything. Okay, so the only thing I didn't do last time was I didn't define partition sizes, so I guess I can define my own partition sizes. Maybe I'll have a cute little pie chart. Or totally mess up. Oh, it just dumps me into F-disk. Great. That's what I was already doing and did. So let's get out. This is where I bit the big one last time. I'm very tense. Finally, it goes to the next step! Holy piss! Now, just because it gets sensitive and I don't want to interrupt the installation procedure, I'm going to turn write protect back off again and make it so that it can have its way with it. Just because I can very easily rewrite another disk image to these floppy disks in case they corrupt themselves. Like that one I think did, but I'm not sure. So we've got setup. We've got select copy, and the one in there right now is operating. Hell, it's probably going to want the select copy even though this says setup, and this one is setup even though it says Ian slideshow on it. I just get so confused. So I don't know why we're able to make more progress this time. I guess it's because I repartitioned the drive. I deleted the old partition, put a new one on, let it reformat it as many times as it damn well pleases, and then it's able to get this far. I got a massive finger crossing going on over here. Oh god, it's like I don't even know how to cross the other fingers. Oh my god. Installation of MS-DOS 4 is complete. So here's the problem though. That's all well and good. You know, it's fine. But the Packard Bell motherboard still doesn't want to boot off of any IDE drives. It'll detect them, it can read them, so on and so forth, but for whatever reason it won't do it. So since I've neglected heavily looking at jumpers and trying different jumper settings, let's actually look at the jumpers and try to get a clear grasp of what the hell is going on. So before we do that though, let's remove all disks and see if it'll just do it on its own. Press Ctrl-Delete to start DOS. Okay. Now, if I know this motherboard at all, I like to think that I do, it won't boot, won't do anything right here. This is probably the most... What? 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 It boots after all of that? Oh, let's install Windows 2. We're done, man. We're done. Edit. No edit. Okay. Edlin? Oh my god. Oh my lord. Okay, let's do it. Alright, let's break out the discs. We're booting off with a fixed disc now, buddy. Alright, there's setup. Let's put her in there. Switch over to A. Setup. Actually, there's one thing I do not want to I want to get out of this, actually. mem/c. What? Oh, it's trying to read off the... It's trying to use the command com off of the... Okay. mem/c. Mem doesn't have that switch on DOS 4, I guess. Largest executable program size. That does not look good, but there is no high memsys on DOS 4, so we can probably try it anyway. And so I guess since you've already seen me install Windows 2 before, I'll see you when I'm done. Okay, so here's where things get confusing, and now I've already shown this on screen about the whole memset thing. But I'm pretty sure memset is something a little bit different than like high mem or something like that. So it says on the third paragraph, if you want to call that a paragraph, if you don't have a memory board installed now, who the hell knows what that means, you can still continue with setup by pressing C, and Windows will be installed for your use, though it won't be installed for optimum performance. So that means we don't need any of this. If we just want to get it running, we can. To optimize your Windows 386 performance, you can run memset at a later time. So let's continue with C, I guess. Okay. Remove this from A, reboot your system now, Control Control-V, set it to not update your config sys. You must do it yourself, and then reboot the system. Okay. Okay, we're at the DOS prompt. Win 386. I've typed that a lot of times, and I hope it's the last. Oh my god, I did it! Yes! Yes! I did it! Oh my god! I finally did it! Wow! I fucking did it! So you need DOS 4. Don't do anything else. Oh my lord, look at all this. Oh man. Oh shit. Well, I forgot to type in or plug in a mouse. So end my Windows session, and we'll shut it down. Hopefully it's still there when I boot it up again. How much you want to bet this operating system supports scroll wheel? I'm pretty sure that it does. Okay. Remember I said I wish it was the last time? Well, now I don't really care, because I'm pretty sure it works. Okay, that was fast. And look, the mouse cursor now appears now that it knows it's on there. Holy crap, so I've never ever used Windows 2 before, and this is it. This is, you can actually move windows around and resize them. That was a big deal, and that's what made Windows 1 look like a piece of crap. So we have a problem here. Let's go in here. Okay, we got the calculator. So there's your calculator. Now let's actually look at control panel. Oh man, this is grand. This is grand, I tell you. Double click slow fast for whatever reason. I think it's 1980. Where's the stuff to change the colors? I think you can. Okay. Set volume name, create directory, change directory. Okay. We can even look at this. 1989. Okay. All these features in reverse. For just how much did you guess? 500? 1,000, even more. No, it's just $9. I don't know how to play this game, Balmer. We got terminal, which is potentially for the internets. We have MS Write, which is like WordPad. This is WordPad. Let's see, or Mac Write. Bold. You know, you're seeing that everything's kind of cyan. I think that might be a problem with the actual onboard graphics on this motherboard. Reduce font and enlarge font. Fonts. Well, this window hasn't changed much over the past I don't know how many years. We got Helvetica and Times New Roman. Very abbreviated. Courier as well. Hell and Times Roman. Max font size is free, but you know, you could make some badass looking printouts and stuff with this, of course. This was a big deal when it came out. Steve Jobs was pretty pissed that they continued to do stuff after Windows 1. What else we got on here? Oh, we got paint. Oh, hell yeah. What the hell? What the hell is this? Is it to help aid in building cubes? I have never seen this feature before and never again in MS Paint. What? And your text here. Whoa, that's new. Look how the dragging works. Oh, that's just to make circles. This is like the most fully featured version of... Holy crap. Is this even in the current version of Paint? Like... I could have sworn this stuff didn't exist like that. How many colors we got? Or are we in like CGA graphics mode? No! Okay. Palette. Patterns? Oh, it's in like monochrome mode. How the hell do I get it out of that? I guess I need to put another video card in it. Like, for example, this one that I put in the other one. This is a Trident Pro Video, circa 1996. A little bit new for it. I could plug it in and see what happens, but I don't think we're going to do that. It is showing different colors. You do have the cyan, you have the blue, but it's still within like the CJ palette, I'm pretty sure. Win386.exe, that's what we're running right now. Versi script spooler, Helvetica font, command, calculator, abc.text. This is the contents of the file, okay. Control, let's go back to the control panel and let me see what it actually says. Screen colors, there it is! Oh my god. How can I be so blind? Alright, screen background. Okay. I really have no idea what I'm talking about. It's what you should just assume at this point, because I'm talking out of my ass. I don't know what CGA is, I don't know what VGA is. I mean, we still have some massive dithering going on here, so we do not have like a complete palette, but let's make the background blacker than the night. Yes, this reminds me of when I used to turn the background off in Rayman, and it looked very bleak. Screen colors. Window background. This looks more like a binary slider to me. Oh, hold on. Oh, that's cool. You can change it. Okay, I made everything red. Alright. Now I gotta make everything hot dog stand. Oh, that's close enough. Make to our hot dog stand in Windows 2. As we're gonna get there. Okay. README. Microsoft Windows 386 version 2.11. Changes between this and that. So, now that we're on Windows 2, what the hell can we do with it? We could make some PowerPoint presentations. Let's see if this installs. Let's go ahead and close out the other stuff in the background because we know everything's fine. Switch over to the A drive here. Look at all this crap. Should be called setup somewhere in here. Can we view them as... Oh, you can just view the programs if you want? Okay, that really helps me find that. Damn it! Okay, so that requires Windows 3. Oh well. Well, I have one theory for something we may be able to use that is designed to work as much as possible. Woohoo! Son of a bitch! So here's the problem with Windows 2, and making a video about Windows 2, is nothing frickin' runs on Windows 2. Nothing at all. Nothing. I don't have anything. Like, for example... Damn it. Like, for example, this random software called countdowwwnnnnn. Will that work? Nope. So really the only thing is it helps is it's just sort of a way to organize different things. Use like a crappy version of WordPad, Paint, and then have like an MS-DOS box running in the side, running something else. Now when it comes to actual DOS games on floppy disks, I gotta say I don't really have that many. Most of the DOS disks I played came on CDs and had CD audio music. Oh well, almost got friggin' nothing here. So a lot of the software I have would make a better video if I just did it on Windows 3, which I already have set up. So yeah. And then of course this was the one thing I was afraid of once I went through all the work to actually install Windows 2, which I somehow was able to do. I had a feeling it was going to be pretty boring. Like, there's not a whole lot of stuff here. There's some font files, but you can't look at them. You can play Reversi, but I don't know how to play it. We've already looked at Paint a little bit. There's a do this.txt, sort of an example of all the busy things the normal people actually use computers for do. CVT paint conversion utility. Well, that's pretty obscure. memset.exe, that's the thing we don't really need to use. Notepad is just the plain text editor. Pretty much has not changed at all, even to this day. We already tried write. Like, what else is there? Terminal spooler, that just shows you, yeah, there's no printers connected, so Roman, Reversi, and we're back to where we started again. So, yeah, there's not a whole lot to look at. It's very simple. Control panel is probably the most interesting thing that we really haven't looked through entirely. You can add new printer, you can add a new font, you can delete a font, you can exit, set up communications port. This is if you want to set up that kind of stuff. Screen colors, border width. Didn't seem to do anything. Border width 50. Again, didn't seem to do anything. Let me drop this. Oh. Those are the borders. Yes, they are. Let's do that again. Border width 199. Oh, 50 is the maximum. Who in their right mind would? I guess I can see what, like, if you really have bad vision and you need to. Well, I mean, think about it this way: you'll never miss that little corner. Like you're trying to find it, like, I can't quite find where the corner is. The cursor keeps. I can't get that one pixel of the corner. Now you have like 50 pixels to grab from the border. So whenever you're resizing things, you'll always be able to do it because you can click on that huge border. So let's set that back down to like 5 or something so it looks a little better. So that's certainly, the warning beep is turned on, but I haven't heard anything. I think I popped out the speaker, swapped the left and right mouse buttons, but I don't want to do that. I already clicked on that. Keyboard speed. You can increase the keyboard speed so that if you press a button, it'll press it a lot. Obviously. Country settings. Change time format, date format, a bunch of other things. I think we pretty much did that. This was the most interesting thing in the whole operating system. Unless there's something I'm missing. Special create directory, format data disk, make system disk, set volume name. Now make system disks, select drive to copy system to. Okay, so will that copy a copy of Windows? Because we could try that. I got a disk here that we can use. It probably will just be like a DOS boot disk. But if it actually copies over, yeah, cannot put MS-DOS system on disk. Okay, you want a bigger one? We can do that. Probably didn't have enough space. Make system disk. Okay, whatever. Create directory, change directory format. Yeah. So we've seen it all. We've seen it all. Show only programs. Yeah, this would have helped a little earlier. So we PIF, calculator, calendar, card file, clipboard, clock. Oh, we didn't look at the clipboard. Clipboard is empty. Maybe that's why. Clock. Did we look at the clock? I don't think we looked at the clock. Well, it's the clock. What more do you want? Control. CVT paint. And just another MS-DOS executive window. Wait a minute. There's one thing we're forgetting. You can use Shift. Select them all. Let's launch all of the relevant programs on Windows 2 at the same time. Did it do it? Okay, well, screw that PIF editor. Don't reinstate the PIF editor. What the fuck? All right, well, let's just open everything. Oh, I didn't look at card file. I apologize. Clock, control, CVT paint. No, I do not want to do that. It's running in the background now. Notepad. I wonder how much RAM we're looking at. Paint. It's probably already open. Reverse E. Spooler. Terminal. Right. Of course, we got a bunch of crap everywhere. So now to use one of the crowning features of the entire operating system, which I don't remember how to do. Because the right click doesn't work. What the fuck? Well, there's Alt Tab. You can Alt Tab through stuff. Where's the thing that lets you tile the windows? Does that not exist in this operating system? Maybe it didn't. Holy crap, I got a lot of stuff open. Oh man. I was gonna say there should have been some way to tile the windows or something, but I guess not. Seems to be handling all this like a champ. But there's just one thing we're missing. Control panel. Preferences, border width, 50! Oh, you'll be able to find shit, I tell you that. Oh man, oh god, everything's horrible. Oh no! This is like looking at throw up. This for some reason doesn't apply to paint conversion utility, but okay, yeah, jeez. Oh my, look at all this. Okay, so looks like we're pretty much done here. Let's try and find the MS-DOS executive and close it. Let's try and find the other one. Nope, not that. Oh, there it is. So we'll end your Windows session. Now, I was pretty sure it was in Windows 95 that it restored all the windows from previous. Let's try to launch it one more time. Okay. Kept all my settings, but it didn't keep all the windows open, but that doesn't really matter. God, that's horrible to look at. Okay, now we're back to Sanity Land. mem.exe. 0 bytes available. Extended memory. Now let's run mem from here. How many bytes of it? Probably 2 megabytes. 24 megabytes. So wait a minute, Windows just ate up all 24 megabytes? Let's look at that. Look at that. Let's break it down here. We've got 200 bytes, 117 kilobytes, 24 million or 24,000 kilobytes. So 24 megabytes. Oh god. So 24 megabytes, and we already know that we have 24 megabytes on the system. But when we launch Win and we launch up mem, now of course it does open it in a MS-DOS window, which could be giving it different information, but something tells me that it just hogged all of the RAM. If I put more RAM in this, it probably would have taken anything I threw at it. That's probably how I was able to open all that crap. Let's see what happens when I press Control-Delete. It just restarts the computer. Okay. So that pretty much concludes it, but I'm going to show you guys one little bonus thing just while we're on the subject of Windows that look as crappy as this. I've had for a couple of years a disk here that says MS Win 1.01 boot. Just on this floppy. As far as I know, it still works. So why don't we just go back one more version while we're on it. Because making a separate video for Windows 1 would be pretty redundant and probably kind of boring. Okay. And now you're probably thinking this, oh my god, Windows 1 just fits on a frickin' floppy. And this is it. This is Windows 1. And hell, wouldn't this have been way easier if I was able to do this in the first place with Windows 2? I'm already done! I just started the computer up again! Oh my god. This is Windows 1. You can do very fewer things with it. And I pretty much will have to wait for everything. We got the same thing about the clock, except with the clock now, it has to take precedence. Ah, okay. So this is the extent to opening multiple things at once. Notepad, and then this is your dock at the bottom, of course. Oh, damn it. Shit. Well, that's pretty creepy. I took the disk out and it's still running. Let me turn off that write protect because I was paranoid that I was going to lose this data if I didn't edit. Now I don't really care as much. Notepad is running. Oh, I could still run Notepad with it write protected. Okay. Close. Still got reversey? We do, and it looks probably the same, except you can't have it in a little window. Master. If you go to master skill, then you are literally playing with Steve Ballmer. And he wrecks. He's been in some tournaments. Nobody's really known about him, but if you ever see it, you'll know, and it will strike fear into your very heart. And he usually screams a lot when he wins, because he doesn't lose at all. Okay, oh shit. The floppy disk access time, no. Well, let me access the actual hard disk. That's an interesting thought. Let me change directory to C. Can I change directory to C? Okay, so it's pretty much encapsulated within this whole thing, this little thing. Let's look at the control panel. Now, all of these apps can still work on, I believe, the latest Windows. If you have 32-bit Windows, you can still do it. There's probably not going to be a preference about border width yet. They've severely cut it back, but they have not kept me from doing hot dog stand stuff. So that is what we will do. Yes, the hot dog stand returns in Windows 1. It is now saving the preferences. Alright guys, I think the dirt damage has been done here. There's not really anything else we could... HP LaserJet? No, they're nowhere to be found, sir. You can delete fonts. How many fonts we got in this? Let's see. Hey, you can do individual windows in Windows 1.0. Look at this. They've lied to us as to the functionality of this operating system. You can move a little window in front of everything. Lies. All lies! Look, we got the same fonts. Okay, well, I think we're totally done. Everything in Windows 1 pretty much looks the same thing as Windows 2, except it doesn't let you put windows in places. It lets you stack them up and down, you know. But other than that, not a whole lot. Probably the same do this text document is in there. Remember, I think there was only like a 3-year gap between the two operating systems, Windows 1 and Windows 2. It was like Windows 1985 and 1988 or something like that. But yeah, everybody, thanks for watching. This was a real pain in the ass to do this video, and sorry I didn't get it out, but like a full, really lengthy 1 hour, 1.5 hour video over the weekend. So I decided to try to release this stuff out as soon as I had it created. So hopefully I can get this one out within a reasonable time frame. So yeah, thanks for watching everybody, and have a nice day.